Hello friends, welcome to my channel Umar's Learning Hub, and in this video you will learn a new thing, a different and a new thing according to the grade 9, 10 and onwards. So in this video we will take a start from a new topic which is known as trigonometry, which is known as trigonometry. Trigonometry. What does trigonometry contains? What it contains and consists of? Trigonometry consists of trigonometric ratios, determining the amplitude or relationship between trigonometry, and it consists of graphs. Mainly it has trigonometric ratios, and this topic is very useful in your examination because this topic, trigonometry, is not a only word. It contains a lot of thing in examination, and it have a weightage of almost 50 to 60% in of weightage in examination. So it is very easy, but many people take it very easy, so they lack their marks in examination. So, how to deal with such type of questions, I will tell you in this today's class. So, we will take a start from very basic. So, trigonometry basic. There are trigonometric ratios. There are three trigonometric ratios. The first one is sine, cosine, and tangent. Sine, cosine, and tangent. So, now I am writing sine, cosine, tangent. Sine, cosine, and tangent. These are the three trigonometric ratios, and there are more also like cosec, sec, tangent. There are more also, but they are very high level, so we will learn in grade 10 or 11. So, what are sine, cosine, tangent, and what are the trigonometric ratios? Let's see. Here is a right angle triangle in front of you. Let's name the sides and lengths. This is R, Y, and X. So I have named the lengths of the right angle triangle. So now we are writing the trigonometric ratios. This sign stands for Sine stands for opposite upon hypotenuse. So what is opposite, what is hypotenuse, and what is adjacent? Let's learn in today's class. So sine equal to opposite. So hypotenuse is this. Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Opposite is angle opposite. So opposite is this. And adjacent is this. Hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent we have identified. Hypotenuse is always identified by the greater side of the right angle triangle. Which is the greater side, which is the greater length of this triangle? This one. Opposite to the right angle triangle is known as the hypotenuse always. Adjacent is the smaller side, and opposite is opposite to the right angle. No, sorry, opposite to the angle. This angle theta. It can be represented by theta. That opposite to the theta is always opposite, and adjacent is this, the baseline. Okay. Now what we will do? We will let the trigonometric ratio. Sine stands for Sine stands for Sine stands for opposite upon hypotenuse. So the mnemonic mnemonic of trigonometric ratio. If you have learned that So what is So ka SOHCAHTOA. Now, what does SOHCAHTOA stands for? Sine, cosine, tangent. Sine equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. Sine theta equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. Now, this is the trigonometric ratio of sine. Now, let's move on to cosine, which is the short form known as cos. So, adjacent upon hypotenuse. Don't worry, I will explain after writing sine, cosine, and now finally the term of tangent. Tangent theta equal to opposite upon adjacent. Okay. Now I will explain what is this. Sine, cosine, and tangent. We will go through this diagram, this right angle triangle diagram, and we will look through it and then we will implement on this. Now, we have now identified the sides and lengths of what is hypotenuse, what is adjacent, and what is opposite. Now, sine stands for opposite upon hypotenuse. If you can't, um, if you have not easy to remember these trigonometric ratios, so you can easily go through this. So, toa. Sine equal to opposite upon hypotenuse, cos equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tangent equal to opposite upon adjacent. So you can easily memorize this mnemonic, which will be very useful in your examination. Now, sine, cosine, tangent. Sine equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. So what is opposite in this triangle? Opposite is this y. So it can be written as y upon hypotenuse is r. So y upon r. This can be a trigonometric ratio according to this triangle. Now let's move on to cosine. Which is cosine? Cosine is x. So x upon hypotenuse is r. So x upon r. Now moving on to tangent. Tangent says opposite upon adjacent. So what is opposite in this triangle? Y. Y upon adjacent is x. So now I have write the sine, cosine, tangent values after going through this triangle, right angle triangle. Right angle triangle, acute angle, obtuse angle. What is the difference between these three triangles? We will learn in next class. So sine, cosine, tangent. Let's do a quick recap and we will move onwards. Sine equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the largest side in the triangle. Adjacent is the base, and opposite is always the angle opposite it. And we will learn how to apply Pythagoras theorem in the next class. So in this class we have learned sine, cosine, tangent, and after moving onwards we are giving a quick recap. Sine equal to opposite upon hypotenuse, cos equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tangent equal to opposite upon adjacent. So, now sine, cosine, tangent. These are the three trigonometric ratios. So in this class, what we have learned? We have learned the trigonometric ratio and in a right angle triangle we have named the sides. So what is hypotenuse, what is adjacent, and what is opposite. So in our next class we will learn that if a right angle triangle that in the and that if x is replaced by 4, 5 and 6, so what will be the values of sine, cosine and tangent. And from next class we will learn the Pythagoras theorem, how to apply Pythagoras theorem if it is a right angle triangle. Always, if you are applying Pythagoras theorem, always remember that if you have to remember that always a triangle should be a right angle triangle. What is the thing to identify whether a triangle is a right angle triangle or not? The the major thing to identify whether a right angle triangle or not, according to this, a small square. Why? This represent identify that it is a right angle triangle. It can be another, it can be another shape like this. So, whether it's a right angle triangle or not? No, never. It is not a right angle triangle. So, let's take another example. What is this triangle? This is a normal triangle. Tell me, what is this triangle known as? This triangle is this triangle. This triangle is obtuse triangle. So in our further classes we will learn how to apply Pythagoras theorem, how to apply cosine, sine and tangent in replacing these values, and how to find the values of sine, cosine, tangent. And we will learn what is the difference between obtuse, acute and reflex angle, and what a right angle triangle. And there are many triangles like acute angle, obtuse angle, reflex angle, okay, right angle triangle. So what is the difference between them and how can we use in applying trigonometry in our lesson. So this is all of today, and in the next class we will progress, and we will we will make trigonometry easy when we will learn always. See, I always tell to my students that practice, practice, practice. Practice is the key to success. Don't forget, in maths and add maths, practice is the key to success. If you will not practice in maths, so you will lag behind and you will suffer a lot. So this is all of today, and and if you felt this video amazing, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Umar's Learning Hub, to be updated for more interesting and amazing and informative videos. Thank you.